All right, guys, in this episode, we finally get the front floor installed and welded in, the wheel tubs welded and all metal finished, and it starts to reveal our wild vision for this bay window bus.
On horses, on the hunt for a VW bus. Yes, we are. Got my two sisters with me and for this elusive bus that's apparently in a barn out here. Envelope full of cash.
Wow!
Yeah, baby.
Rat Haven.
Look at that.
In the last episode, we installed a Safari window kit from Creative Engineering. If that's something you're looking to do, might be a great resource for you. Let's get into the next episode.
All right, guys, this episode is going to be about the wheel tubs that kind of go along with the front suspension that I designed. A lot of you guys saw my wheel tubs expanding and contracting, giving me an extra 3.5 inches or so of headroom while I'm driving. That's the idea. And so if you're interested in that and how I did it, follow along. Let's go.
Got the floor pan here. And I had it in the bus. And I marked where the cross braces were where I can weld to, because most of this area here is just out in free space. So it's only right here, right here, right here, and along the edges that it gets welded. So I already have these side holes. I've got these holes here, so I'm gonna use this guy here. Get yourself one of these. And I'm gonna go ahead and mark these holes on 1-inch intervals. Since I already have a hole there, I'm gonna put that one on that. Oh, look at that, lines up perfect. And then, you can always fudge it a little bit. Since I got a hole there and a hole there, look at that. I can fudge that on there, put that on there. Boom. Boom, baby. I might regret this doing this big. I don't know. Should be all right.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.
And kind of scuff this up with some 80 grit, especially the bottom. This top I know I can sand later, but the bottom will be tougher. All right, I got that all sanded down. So a little talk about this primer on these panels, whether it's these funky green panels from Gerson's or any other panel. Probably pretty safe to assume it's the cheapest, lacquer-based primer there is, just so that they don't rust while they're getting shipped here from overseas or whatever. So I pretty much sanded this down. I could go a little more and basically strip it, but it's good enough. This is going to get covered in Raptor liner on this. At the other side, I probably will strip down to bare metal, because that's going to get feet walking on it and stuff a lot. So but this thing's ready to go. I'm going to wipe it down with some acetone or lacquer thinner, and then I'm just going to prime with the weld through primer on these spots where all my spot welds are going to be. I'll do the same thing in the bus, and then I can get this in. Probably going to weld this in tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to be spraying just where I know I'm going to be tack welding the floor in. I'm going to hit it with this primer. I guess on any of these top surfaces, because once the floor is on there, we won't be able to have access to any of those spots.
We interrupt this program to show you a tree getting cut down right next to my house.
Cutting this 70-foot pine that died, got hit by lightning, and it is right next to my house. Timber!
Wow, boy. But right down the hole.
Yep. Nice work.
Thank you, buddy.
Yee.
Let's go, baby.
Ready to go. So it's all sanded, primed, weld through primer in the spots that are gonna get welded. All right, so I thought I'd show this. I haven't really shown this here. I don't know if you can see this. So this is my safety shifter. So it just shifts this little Delrin block, and then you can kind of see that piece right there, which is attached to the beam. And so when this safety block comes in that way, so right there, all the way forward, like that, will be able to, the bus will be able to go all the way down to the ground, because it's not in the way. And then this will be like, there's little ball detents here, so let's see right there. So this first ledge comes in the way, so that's like cruising around town, but low. And then all the way forward is totally blocked, like that, so that it's you'll still have like 4 inches of ground clearance, 5 inches of ground clearance. So cruising around, it'll be like this. In the parking lot will be like that, cruising, and then all the way park, you'll pull it forward, basically to like right there. There's another ball detent to go in there. There's little ball detents in there, so it's a click, click. So it's right there, and then there'll be one more right there. Yeah. Bob's your uncle, baby. Oh yeah. All right, so if you're putting in a floor pan, there's a couple different ways to do it. I'll find some pictures of some other pieces, but you can get a quarter, or it's kind of a third pan that would be like just this area or just that area where you leave the middle. So if you just had some rust like right in here, where you were coming in as the driver and rusting this out all the time, that would probably work. You're going to have to do a seam across there. In my case, it just worked out better because of the body drop, to just get the floor pan out of here It really wasn't too terribly bad, but it just worked out better to be able to get access to all this stuff. It would have been very difficult to do all the body drop stuff and everything, and the shifter and everything if it wasn't here. If it was in here. So I'm really happy with this. I just drilled some holes in there to get access to my safety shifter thing, and that looks pretty good. So I think we're ready to go here. So I'm going to get some clamps and clamp her in. What I like to do is I like to put the, support this really good. I like to put the wire right down in the hole, kind of wiggle it around in there so I know I'm in there good, and then I'll give it a blast. And while it's still red hot, you can even do that, and that'll help get it into place.
Alright guys, just to let you know, I am booking clients and projects for 2026. If you have something you need fabricated or designed, get in touch with me. Let me know as soon as you can via email, and we will see if we're a good fit.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, because the floor is up about 1/8 of an inch, I'm just gonna try to drive this screw. This is a self-tapper. I'm just gonna go in one of these. All right, so that worked great. So now I'm right there. Perfect. All right. I'll probably have to do that on the other side too. Hey guys, quick tip here. When you use a sander like this, which with the sticky backed sandpaper, don't ever leave it overnight, or you won't be able to peel it off like that. If you let it sit and you come back a month later or a couple weeks later, it'll tear off in little pieces and be a total pain in the ass. So advice, it's probably wore out anyways. Just peel it off, throw it out, and leave this empty for the next time, and you'll be ready to go for the next time. All right guys, so you need one of these if you're going to be doing a lot of hole punching. This is this little pneumatic hole puncher. I'll leave the link down in the description. This is my second one I've had in my life here, and this one is pretty sweet. It does flanging on this side, which I rarely ever use, and this side for the hole punching. So what I need is a whole series of holes along the bottom here, so I'm going to mark it off with my guide and then punch a bunch of holes, and so I can get this spotted in. So on this guide here, I don't know, right there, see that 1 1/4? So there's a little line, so you kind of line that line up, but there's the 1 inch. So right there's, all the way to there is about right there is 1 1/4, 1 1/2. There's a, so 1 1/2 is way out, about like that. So that gets you awfully close. These will probably get sanded off, grinded off anyways, these spots, so I'm gonna try not to go too big with them. And then that way there won't be as much grinding to do. Imagine how long it would have taken to drill those holes. So I'm using these little clecos to hold this panel in place.
Hey guys, want to give a quick shout out to John Durrett 3573. John, thanks for the comments on the videos.
Alright, so we got this all tacked on there. I'll clean all that up. I still got some to go there, and I just tacked this seam up. I'm gonna clean that up, and then I'll fully weld that up. I'll either TIG it or MIG it, I'm not sure. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fully weld this seam too, and that way we can just body work this seam real nice. So I'm gonna do that right now. So I went ahead and welded that whole seam up, welded that up. I just did it with the MIG. I probably should have TIGged it, but that's all right. Look at that. We are making headway, boys. Yeah. I just spared you about 2 hours of me welding and grinding on these side panels, just FYI. I figured, it wouldn't be very riveting. A day here. I got all that welded. I got all this nice and blended. I welded up this seam here so that can just get body work, no edges showing. So a little bit of DA-ing left to do on here. We can see some, I don't know if you can see it in here, but this is pretty divoted right here. So I would have to do some body work there if I want that to be perfect. But so I don't even know, because I'm probably going to dynamat the floor and do some sort of carpet or something. I can't imagine just leaving it bare metal when you're trying to walk on it and dragging in stuff, but who knows where the future will lead us. Alright, so I got these panels. That side's finished over there. I got this side tacked up. I'm gonna bust out the TIG welder and finish that up. Looks pretty good. it's nice and roundy. Let me look at the other side. I got this side all metal finished. Got the floor in. So we are making headway, folks. Man, what a project. All right, so I got these little tacks ground on. I'm gonna sand a little bit and then I'm gonna TIG it up. Man, I love TIG welding so much better than MIG welding. You know, you have so much more control. I don't know, it just looks better, it feels better. The MIG, I feel like I'm just like going blind and just kind of like rando, and this is like feels so much more intentional when you're doing the TIG welding. It's just so different.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
And I'm still kind of debating what to do with these. I'm thinking I'm going to cut these backs off and I'm going to make another panel like this one to go on the back side. So it'll be like, so this whole tub will just raise up and down without the back things there, and I don't have to deal with this gap. I can just close that off, and then you'll see the back of the bomber seats I'm going to make. So I think that's the plan. But right now I'm just trying to get through this.
All right, guys, in the next episode, we make this pretty cool back panel to finish out this front tub assembly.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know the drill. See you at the next one. Peace.